Hey, it's Todd. Welcome back to another A&M campaign dissection. This one all about what I call the $42 billion consumer rebate promotion. This is a great example of something called transubstantiation, which I'm going to show you in just a second. First, before we get started, I have to apologize for my voice and the strain in my voice. I'm just getting over a stint of laryngitis, and so I apologize for not sounding like the typical Todd, and for what will likely be a couple of coughs throughout this video. Now, before we jump in and go through this particular promotion, there's a few things that I want to point out to you that I want to make sure that you take note of as we're going through this dissection. First and foremost, and the main reason why I chose to share this promotion during this month's dissection is because I want you to notice how they take the benign, the ordinary, the common, the run-of-the-mill, and how they make it seem exciting. What you're going to see is a promotion that really focuses on a book, a free report, if you will, that's really all about how to lower taxes. It's really all about how to take certain write-offs and little-known write-offs that a lot of people don't know, even some professional accountants don't know. But what I want you to notice is how they take that ordinary, benign topic and they make it sound exciting. They make it seem like something new. They make it feel extraordinary. And you'll understand more about how they do that in just a second, but that's the main thing that I want you to get. And I want you to get that because if you think that you've got a run-of-the-mill product or service, something that's ordinary, something that's common, something that's not as exciting as, some of these other products or services or ideas that you've seen out there, this is a great example of how you can take even the most common and make it extraordinary. Next thing that I want you to notice is the use of repetition. And I point this out, and I will point this out for you in this dissection, but I point it out in the annotated PDF, and I'm going to point it out for you in this video. I want you to see how they continue to really kind of communicate the same ideas over and over. They're not necessarily using the same words or phrases. They're not repeating themselves over and over. In some cases, they actually are, but more often than not, what I want you to see is how they're driving home the same idea a variety of different ways and a variety of different times. Next, I want you to notice how they're taking benefits and they're going deeper than just functional benefits, right? At the root or the foundation of this promotion is the idea of really making more money, right? That's the main functional benefit. Making more money, saving more money, paying the government less in taxes, collecting more, right? But that's all functional. I want you to notice how the copywriter is dimensionalizing these benefits and how the copywriter is really just giving possible examples of what the prospect can do with the money, right? Making it more real, making it more tangible, making it something that the prospect can envision in their mind's eye, rather than just keeping it purely functional. Make more money, save more money, pay the government less in taxes, collect more in Social Security. The copywriter is dimensionalizing. It's giving dimension, giving a full picture, a full feeling of what it could look like. And then finally, I want you to notice how they build urgency without having a specific deadline, without having a specific bonus, without having false scarcity, right? This is a question that I get asked all the time. How do you build urgency for an offer when there's no bonus being taken away, when there's no deadline coming, when it's not being yanked off of the market, when there's no scarcity built in? And my answer is always the same, and you're going to see it at play here, that you build urgency through the desire of the benefit. When you can show that somebody has the ability to experience a benefit very quickly that every day that they don't take advantage of this offer, they're missing out on that benefit. And or if you can show them how there is kind of this impending, doom by not taking action, that builds in the urgency without you needing a deadline or false scarcity or an extra bonus or anything like that. And so with that being said, let's go over to the script and we're going to go through the main points that I want you to say. Okay, so here we are. We are looking at the script, and let's start by looking at the headline, the deck copy. And so, urgent for anyone who buys anything in 2016. Congress passes a $42.4 billion consumer rebate program. 119 million tax-paying Americans can now get a cash rebate on virtually every single 2016 purchase. So a couple things that I want to point out right away. First of all, the urgent for anyone who buys anything in 2016 really kind of applies to everybody, which is kind of funny. Then you've got this, Congress passes a $42.4 billion consumer rebate program. So this bad boy is packed right here. There's two main things going on, really three main things going on that I want to point out, and one biggie. And so the first one is Congress passes blah, blah, blah. This is a news item. This is an intellectually interesting piece of this idea that Congress just passed something, right? It's fresh. It's timely. It's about something that's going on now. It's not about something that went on 3 years ago. It's not about old news. It's something new, something that is relevant and timely, something that at the time was going on right now. 42.4 billion, right? Specificity, not a vague generality. And the biggie, and arguably the most important thing that I want you to get from this month's dissection, is this phrase right here, this use of the phrase consumer rebate program, right? You could see that this is in quotes over here, consumer rebate program. Much, much different than if this was all about, tax savings or a tax loophole or how to save money on your taxes, or simply how to get money back from, so more money from Social Security, right? This consumer rebate program, anytime that you see quotes around a phrase or a term coming from a company like Agora, and this is from a friend of mine, Julia Guth, over at the Oxford Club, a division down here in South Florida. I'm sorry, in Baltimore, the Oxford Club. The thing that I want you to understand is that what they're doing is they're using this principle of transubstantiation. They're taking something that's ordinary and turning it into something that is extraordinary. They're taking the ordinary, in this case, the ordinary idea of getting money back from the government, of saving on your taxes, of better itemized deductions, of blah, blah, blah. And they transubstantiated it into something extraordinary that they're referring to as consumer rebate program. The idea of a consumer rebate program is a lot sexier than how to save money on your taxes or how to get more money back from the government. How to save on your taxes is run-of-the-mill, ordinary, plain vanilla. It's an idea that's been communicated before. But this idea of a consumer rebate program that Congress has just passed is newsworthy. It's a news item. It's interesting. It's something that you can envision telling a friend about or talking to friends about at a party if you were talking about politics, the government, money, etc. Now, the copywriter could have found out that, Congress approved, once again, the inclusion of certain itemized deductions for individuals, right? And that's what the copywriter transubstantiated that into this consumer rebate program. So none of this, like this $42.4 billion number Congress passes. None of this is made up, ever, ever. But in this case, they transubstantiated the ordinary mechanism of saving money on your taxes, getting money back from the government into a consumer rebate program. That is the single most valuable thing that you can get from this dissection. And if you get this principle of transubstantiation, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, all of your marketing will be better. You'll see that this idea of the consumer rebate program, consumer rebate, is carried throughout the entire promotion, and it is never shown to be the ordinary. They never talk about the ordinary. They never tell you, this is what's called, if you will, a blind promotion. Nowhere in this do they say, hey, the consumer rebate program is really just, you saving money on taxes or blah, blah, blah. Never. It's blind. It's the whole entire time it's referred to as this. That is huge news. This transubstantiated mechanism over here, 119 million tax-paying Americans can now get a cash rebate on virtually every single 2016 purchase. More specificity over here, right? This idea of get a cash rebate, right? This is a big implied promise. This is, if you buy anything in 2016, right, you can get a cash rebate. That's a promise. That's exciting. That's interesting. It also conveys that it's easy, not a lot of work, right? When you get a cash rebate, there's really no work involved, right? And so it conveys ease. Now, if you go in, and you'll be able to read and go through this, my annotated PDF, but the next thing that I want you to notice is all of the detail, all of the specifics, and all of the proof. You'll see things like, right, a date, 233-page congressional law, section 106, and then you're going to see how much proof, specific proof, this copywriter incorporates in here to prove that this is legit, to prove that you should be excited about this. And so, right, promise benefit again, collect cash rebate on nearly every single purchase. Remember, repetition, right? The copywriter just said it here. Get a cash rebate on virtually every single purchase. Over here, collect a cash rebate on nearly every single purchase made in 2016. Right? And notice the use of this word cash rebate, right? And it's in quotes. It's not a real cash rebate. I mean, you're going to get money back, but it's being presented as a cash rebate. You can almost view this cash rebate as a sort of metaphor, right? They're referring to it as a cash rebate, but it's just a way to save money, to make more money with legal kind of loopholes, if you will. And then look, dimensionalized. First example of a dimensionalized benefit. We're talking about an opportunity to collect a cash rebate on virtually anything you pay for during this year. Look at, again, right? Nearly every purchase, nearly anything you pay for during the year. Over here, cash rebate on every single purchase. If you buy anything over here. And then a new pair of shoes, pay your vacation hotel bill, lunch with friends, a new leather sofa, plane tickets, Christmas presents for the kids. Then right away, this copywriter addresses a potential objection or concern. Why would they do this? Why would the government give a cash rebate back? So addressing a concern right away when it comes up and doing it with credible sources. The Ways and Means Committee, New York Times, Bloomberg, and look, more specifics again. Same specifics from above, but 119, 42.4 billion, Fox Business News, and of course you'll see benefits throughout. And you could read all this because these are right. This is kind of marketing 101 stuff, but you can see Wall Street Journal. I love this. This is a great little example of communicating a benefit and making it seem easy. The fact is, you have money sitting on the table here, ready to be picked up and pocketed. Doesn't get much easier than you got money that's waiting to be picked. You just got to pick it up and put it in your pocket, right? And so great way of stating that. Look at again, Wall Street Journal, IRS.gov, prominent New York attorney, Fox Business News, Bloomberg, New York Times. You just have to step up and claim your share. Ease. So see how repetition, you have money sitting here ready to be picked up and pocketed. You just have to step up and claim your share. And then you're just going to continue to see more credibility. And Forbes says, right, historic money transfer. Now, I want to mention this, right? So all you have to do is keep track of your big purchases in 2016 using the steps I'll show you. And at year's end, you'll see it added into the tax refund you receive. Now, there's a couple of important things going on here. Number one, this is an open loop, right? Because I want to know what are these steps. Number two, right? And so we're opening that loop. Number two is these steps are never revealed in this promotion. These steps are revealed in the report that you're going to see in a second we're leading up to. So nowhere in this are they being told the steps. Now, this is an important little principle at play here, because what's going on is the copywriter is just building value for knowing these steps. Like, you can get excited about all of this stuff and making money, potentially $100 grand or $1,230 or $12,900, and you're going to see how they write all this proof, all this evidence, and you're going to see how this copywriter continues to do this. But the reality is that it just creates more value around getting these steps so that you know how to do it, right? This is really, in essence, telling the prospect what they can expect to experience without knowing or telling them how to do what it is that they need to do to experience it. I like how the copywriter over here goes on to, right, think of this like the tax refund, the Bush tax refund back in 2004. This is really a simile, a metaphor type of metaphor to describe, right, this kind of windfall opportunity. And understand that, the target for this promotion remembers the benefits of the Bush era tax refund in 2004. So over here, you can see addressing an objection. Whatever your situation, no matter your income level or spending habits, whether you're a school teacher or a hedge fund manager, whether you keep track of every penny spent or you've never heard of a budget, the fact remains you can collect a huge cash rebate. And then more proof. So claim, now more proof. New York Times. Wall Street Journal over here. Now, this is an important one I want to point out, but this is one program here. This is, right, this may come as a shock to you, especially in a world where the government seems determined to hand out cash to any freeloader on the street. But this is one program that only goes to the people who truly deserve it. This is addressing their target market's values, their identity, that the people that they are communicating with, their target audience, doesn't like the idea of handouts or freeloaders, government subsidies. That's their market does not like that, doesn't feel good about that. So if the copywriter did not address this, what would be dangling out there for the prospect is this deep internal angst over, like, this sounds good, but I don't believe in giving freeloaders anything. I don't believe in government subsidies. I don't want to get something for nothing, right? And so this now is addressing that. It's okay. This is for you. This isn't for freeloaders. This is for you. This is to anybody who pays taxes, right? And then Wall Street Journal, representative of Washington, going through to reinforce that, right? So addressing a concern that these people have as part of their identity right there. Notice again, if you follow our instructions. These instructions are never given in the promotion, right? If you follow our instructions, meaning in essence, if you get our information, you could collect anywhere from $1,230 to $12,900. See, repetition. This I think is the third time that they've mentioned these numbers already. Over here, this is the first time you're seeing urgency, a reason to respond now. But you need to start taking steps now to ensure that you maximize the amount that you receive. If you wait until the end of the year, you might have to take the minimum payment. Reason to respond now. Urgency, not tied to a deadline, not tied to a bonus, not tied to fake scarcity, but tied to something that they stand to lose if they don't act now, and something that they stand to gain, right, if they do act now. And then this is, right, the kind of the you could call this the bulk of the lead, right? Like bulk of the leading up to the introduction of George Rayburn over here, right? Former top IRS agent, credibility, experience, right? He is the director of business operations at Oxford Club, 94,000 members, social proof. Our organization is made up of gurus, doctors, lawyers, multimillionaires. This is being mentioned, tap into association. The average investor wants to be part of a group with doctors, lawyers, multimillionaires, successful individuals, right? More credibility. And then look, just these credibility factors, right? And proof. And you could see specificity, 74,000 pages. This is all building the argument, right? Excuse me. Notice same thing. It's an opportunity to get a cash rebate on virtually everything you purchase. See how often they are, in this case, they're restating the same idea over and over. Urgency, but it's imperative you begin preparing now to get as big a rebate as possible, or you could lose out forever. And then over here, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you open loop. This is opening a loop. What are they doing over here? And I'm pointing out the big. You could go through and read this, and you'll see the argument being delivered here. But I want to point out some key things for you before you dive in and go through this. So over here, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to get as big of a cash rebate on the spending as legally possible, open loop. Then they go into addressing objections. Right? There's no limit on who can collect, right? This is answering or addressing the objection of, does this apply to me? Do I make too much money? Do I make too little money? Is it okay? Whether you made $20,000 last year or $1 million, as long as you made purchases, you are you're eligible. This is kind of interesting right here. I hope this doesn't disappoint you, but I'm not saying you'll get a full refund. We could say this is a damaging admission. I mean, it should be obvious that they're not getting a full refund, but this is a damaging admission. It's saying something negative. It's bringing up the perception of negative. In this case, it's something that the most prospects likely know, but by admitting it and bringing it up, it makes everything else being said that much more trustworthy. And you'll see the damaging admission used, I think, another 2 times throughout this promotion. This is funny. This is actually a benefit, right? Like, not over here, not a problem, meaning it says, and when you add everything up, it becomes a hefty. Third, big ticket items are important. The more big purchases you make in 2016, whether you pay for a wedding, furnish a new home, go on vacation, or pay college tuition, the more money you stand to get back. Like, right? That's not a problem. That's really like telling you, like, look, spend more so you can get more back, right? Who wouldn't like to hear that? Another example over here of using kind of a metaphor to dimensionalize the size of this 42.4 billion. That's 28 times the recent Powerball jackpot that had everyone in a tizzy, right? If you lined up $100 bills across the continental United States, you'd go coast to coast nearly 15 times before reaching 42 point. Just dimensionalizing this. Right? Like, and the funny thing is that this is dimensionalizing the $42.4 billion the government is going to give back, or, right? This has nothing to do with what they stand to gain. This is just dimensionalizing the amount of money that the government is going to be giving back. And it continues through the argument, addressing objections, right? In fact, one of our writers was a bit of a doubting Thomas, and so it goes on to address the objections. You'll see little blurbs over here like, this is easy money. Just for answering a few questions online. Ease. Most Americans don't keep every receipt. Claim. Proof. I just want you to see this at play in here. More proof. Kipling. You can see all this, like, you could push your own personal cash rebate into the 5, 8, even 12,000. And I like the use of the word could, right? Like, you could push your cash. He's not saying you will. You could. Just simply stating what could happen. But it's exciting. It's compelling, right? And so, yeah, you could see this all throughout. But look at all the credibility. Bank rate, again, repetition. Same urgency. Again, this is very important. If you don't start preparing now to maximize the amount you get, you could end up missing out. So former IRS agent, University of California, see, going back to this identity. So I can understand why a lot of Americans don't want to take a government handout. You want to work for your money. That's fair. And I can understand if you don't think you should get money for nothing. But the program I'm talking about today is different. And here's why. Overcoming that objection that the target audience would have based on how they view themselves. Look how many times they've mentioned these numbers, right? If you don't have a huge spending year in 2016, don't feel like you missed the boat. Dealing with an objection. What if I don't spend a lot, right? And then proof. Over here, introducing the offer. Now they go into, right, we put together a full report. The 23 cash rebate programs hidden in the tax code, right? And so all of this was an argument to lead up to why you should want this, right? Like what it could do for you, how it could change your income and your lifestyle and give you the ability to buy things and how it's easy and blah, 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 right? It'll also give you 22 more ways to collect cash rebates, right? The idea of secret programs. And so, excuse me, specific, 63%, 2%, 38,317, 4.7 trillion, right? And here's another reason why you want this. It's not just about making more money, but it's about making sure that you don't overpay. Notice how they're tapping into, you could make more money, right? Like get more money back from the government, but also make sure that you're not overpaying. And lots of Americans are overpaying their bill, right? So this is your chance to not overpay. Boom, immediately they cover an objection. The objection of, but I already work with a professional. Won't they make sure that I don't overpay? Well, sometimes the professionals don't even get it right, right? And so, I'm giving proof, evidence of that. Excuse me. You blah, blah, blah. We'll show you the cash rebate programs that can pay you thousands of dollars every year. Claim, then they give different proof points, right? Cash rebate programs. Here's proof of one of the programs, right? The $79,687 Social Security loophole. This is all, right, what the copywriter, I don't want to say invented, but it came from research. This is also an example of transubstantiation because this could have been, right, like the government, this is an existing government program that's been around for a long time. Most people just don't know how to take advantage of it or don't know the tax code. This copywriter named it the $79,687 Social Security loophole, transubstantiated it from the ordinary into the extraordinary. This sounds a lot more exciting. And, right, the fact of the matter is you have no idea what this is. You could be an expert on Social Security savings and blah, 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 and still not know if you know what this is for sure. And so over the life of Social Security, you could collect an extra $79,687 thanks to the single cash rebate program. You could, not you will, you could, right? More bank rate, blah, blah, blah. And then look, dimensionalized benefit. Right, we'll show you how you can collect an extra $79,000 on your Social Security. From there, it's up to you what you do with the money. Might I suggest you consider a beach home on the Pacific Coast like this one, or maybe you prefer to pay off your mortgage in one fell swoop and enjoy not worrying about that for the rest of your life. I love this dimensionalized benefit in the form of a like a suggestion. I suggest, right, a Pacific Coast home, showing an example rather than just saying you'll make more money. What would you do with that? It'll be in your bank account. You'll have $79,000 more. Dimensionalizing it, or paying off your mortgage in one fell swoop and not having to worry about that. Just great, right? More proof. Speaking to their target. This is great for anyone over the age of 50. People over the age of 50 happen to be their market. So they know that the bulk of people are going to fall into this. And then going through, right, specifics, just fill out a single page along with your tax filing and you can get back a full, what's the single page? They never tell you in the promotion, but this is a benefit. Ease, single page. Fill this out, you can get back a full $1,680. Right, and as as prospects are going through this is that idea of, man, maybe, right? This seems, what if, right? They temporarily suspend disbelief. What if I could submit one page along with my taxes? Not a lot of work, not a lot of time to gamble, not a lot of effort. What if I could make back 1680 or half that or a fraction of that, right? Well, it's worth it, right? And so you can see they continue to pile that, right? Page 5, just specifics. Benefit. And now many married couples that elect to save money in 2016 are eligible to receive a cash rebate up to $2,000 for doing so. This is so great how this is worded, right? Couples that elect to save money. Well, I want to elect to save money, right? Let's elect. Who wouldn't elect to save money? It's not talking about couples that choose to do a lot of work to work with their accountant, couples that choose to blah, blah. Couples that elect to save money, right, can get a cash rebate up to $2,000. Not $2,000, up to $2,000. Could be $16, right? Could be $116. But, right, and so again, here you just fill out a form along with your taxes, telling them what to do, not how to do it, because what's the form? Where do I get the form? Right? You don't know that. You don't know that unless you respond. Dimensionalize benefits. Save that money for Christmas shopping later in the year, for putting in a new flat screen TV, right? Like just dimensionalizing it. Now look, you likely won't be able to use all 23. That's a damaging admission, right? Everyone's personal situation is different, but even just a handful of these secrets could put a tremendous amount of money, and it got cut off in this printout. But, right, damaging admission. This is like saying, like, look, even if this doesn't make you $100,000, maybe it'll make you a quarter of that. That's a damaging admission, right? But it's still a benefit. There's still excitement in there. So you won't likely be able to use all 23. Maybe you can use 15. Maybe you can use 10. Maybe you can use 5. Even at just 5, right, that could still put a tremendous amount of money in your pocket. Remember, and then there's this recap bulleted list of everything, right? And just 4 of these secrets alone, you could cash rebates totaling $19,107 this year, right? Covering another objection. Well, what if I already filled out my taxes, right? And covering that. And then I love this little use of a metaphor. Just like you could ignore a pile of $100 bills sitting on the sidewalk, right? I'm trying to say you could do the same thing with this, but that would be pretty foolish to do so. Right? Really, rather than just saying it would be foolish to pass up on this, using a metaphor to make the person say that would be foolish, right? Ignoring $100 bills on the floor is foolish. That's like this, if I ignore this. Now, over here, you see where they begin the argument for the next premium, the next bonus report that they're going to offer, right? I'm sure you'd agree, much of America is overtaxed, underpaid, and financially strapped. That's a claim. Then they give proof of that. This is all building the argument, which sets up the value of this premium. 13 easy ways to get money. Ease. All you have to do is open it up, this report, easy, right? And start collecting on easy money opportunities. That's a claim. And then they give proof, right? So it's easy. Here's the claim, right? This claim, collecting money is easy. All you got to do is open it up, and here's proof. Let me give you an example. Easy money secret. How to get up to $401,000 in unclaimed money from the state. Almost nobody knows about this. You're being let in on exclusive information, private information, hush-hush information. People love to know things that others don't. All you have to do is contact your state treasurer to make a claim on the funds in question. Ease over here. Notice they never tell you what to say or what to send in, right? Covering an objection. Is this available in all states, everywhere, regardless? Proof, right? Man in Virginia, charitable organizations, Special Olympics and Girl Scouts, right? And over here, we'll show you exactly what you could write to the state treasurer to make a claim, right? And then more proof, access to $3.4 billion in free scholarship money, right? And then look at like all the specifics and credibility factors. Blah blah blah. We've seen stories of people collecting upwards of 44,000 in free tuition money. We'll give you the three-step process needed to collect as much as you possibly can. The three-step process. That's what they need. In this case, this three-step process, just to kind of give you a big, broader view, this is the unique mechanism in order to claim this money, right? This is the mechanism, if you will. And nowhere in here in this promotion do they give the mechanism. In order to learn the mechanism and be able to use the mechanism, you have to respond to the offer. Very important, right? Know what the question that the prospect has is, well, what is this? Oh man, I need this, right? And you see how it's being done all throughout here, right? That like, oh, I need this. I need the order to get this, to know how to do it. Urgency, right? How to earn $1,425 in free cash this evening. Urgent. This is why you want to respond today. If you don't respond today and you don't do this, you're going to miss out on $1,425 possibly tonight. Ease. Just open up your report. I love this. This is hysterical. It does take a little bit of time. Damaging admission, perhaps 40 minutes, right? Like that's not, it makes it like I'm admitting something that's like, look, I got to be honest. It's going to take you some time to claim all this money, at least 40 minutes, if not 50 to 60 minutes. That's like really, it's a damaging admission that makes it even more exciting when you hear that. It's kind of funny. And look at the, $7,500 to fix your house, give you up to $7,500, $842 in free airline tickets, free flights, free drinks on flights. And this one only takes 20 minutes to get started. Ease, right? Wipe out your credit card debt. Look at all the benefits that are in here. This one, look, the 4 magic words. You need these words in order to wipe out your credit card debt, but wipe out credit card debt, $840 in free airline tickets, $7,500 to fix up your house, right? $1,400 in free cash this evening. You go back and you look at $3.4 billion access to this in free scholarship money, $401,000 in unclaimed money. Right? Look at, just continue to look at this, right? And then claim 4 magic words that could wipe out credit card debt so you never have to pay the bill. And here's proof, right? You're going to get these 2 reports. Just follow the steps, then wait for the checks. And then from there, you decide what to do with the money. And then dimensionalizing. Many folks use the money to give back to their churches or local charities. Some donate to the scholarship funds at their alma maters. Others pay off their mortgages or help family members with financial troubles. Maybe you just want to take a cruise to a sandy beach. All those things, right, are good uses of your new money. But if you really want to build lasting wealth, I suggest you figure out ways to build a retirement fund that can support you for the rest of your life. This is really a benefit in the guise of a recommendation, right? Like they're making a recommendation, right? And there's a benefit in here, right? Have a retirement fund, build a retirement fund that can support you for the rest of your life. This just so happens to be setting up this next bad boy, this next premium report, the secrets of the 401k, starting the argument for the next premium, right? Many Americans are seriously mismanaging their retirement accounts, blah, blah, blah. There are alternative ways to grow your 401k that you may never heard. You can quickly boost a meager 401k into a fully funded retirement account. Alternative ways. You don't know what they are. They're never told in here. You have to buy this or respond to this offer in order to get it. Proof, right? How to become a 401k millionaire, even on $35,000 salary. That's addressing an objection. How do I become a 401k millionaire if I'm only making $20,000 or $25,000 or $35,000 or $40,000 or $50,000, right? Addressing that in here, giving proof. One change to your 401k account. What is the change, right? One change. Look at all this. Like, I need to know the one change. Excuse me. I need to know the alternative ways. Over here, right? Up here, we had that, the 4 magic words. I need to know. Like, it just building the value for the information in the report. There's one investment you can make in your 401k that can instantly get you as much as 50% return. Ease, instantly get as much. What's the one investment? You'll never know, right? And until you buy. It's not a bond, stock, CD. That's covering an objection. I think I might already know this, right? Proof. Dimensionalize. That's enough money to pay your monthly electric bill and water bills for 36 years. Excuse me. and then going through. There's one situation where the government can legally take 20% out. This is now something else. This is how to prevent the government from taking money from you. So making money and protecting your money. See, right? Experiencing pleasure and avoiding pain and loss. Experiencing gain, preventing loss. There's one situation. Well, right? You need to respond in order to know it, right? It's a general rule of thumb. See how this is never revealed? This is blind. Well, we're going to give you this report as well. That's 3 reports so far. And then they go into the main product, right? That over here, and we're going to send you all 3 of these, for free immediately in the next few minutes to your email inbox when you take a trial subscription to the Oxford Communique. Social proof. Here are the main functional benefits of the Oxford Communique. Right here. And then look at this. Benefit. We do this with our 4 pillars of wealth investment system. What is this? Their unique mechanism. How do you maximize your income, minimize taxes, double the average market returns, minimize risk, and live financially free with their unique mechanism, their unique approach, the 4 pillars of wealth investment system. Here's the track record for the system demonstrating gains, right? And proof. And you can go back and you can read this later. Here is their track record for demonstrating how they've avoided loss. So track record demonstrating gains they've experienced. Track record over here demonstrating all the losses that they've helped their folks avoid. And then, of course, proof. Testimonials from subscribers of the Oxford Communique. So they just said, like, here's what we've got, right? Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how it'll do it for you. Here's our track record of what we've done in terms of gains. Here's our track record in terms of what we've helped people avoid losing. And here's the proof to show you from real people. And these people, some folks, only $10,000 or so to invest, others multimillionaires, addressing an objection, right? Growing that money now, excuse me, urgency. And so I want to get you started with our report about our core investing principles, pillars of wealth. And so here's everything that they get, right? The 3 the 3 reports, plus now the 4th pillars of wealth. And then 1 risk-free year of the Oxford Communique issues. But you need to start now. See the urgency and the repetition in here? Not built on some deadline or anything like that. Get started today. I want to show you something here. You can see just more proof and a disguised benefit. I want to show you something. Just giving more proof of why you want this, like building value, right? Nearly double the market since 1991 with lower risk. Here's proof, so claim, proof. Then they introduce the, most of our members are surprised to find out that a subscription to the Communique with all its benefits is only $149. It's a steal, right? Now they build the value. At a value of just $99 each, the 4 reports I promised today are worth $792 just by themselves. Excuse me, I'm not sure where did they get that math from? I promised today, at a value of $99 each, the 4 reports I promised today are worth $992. I have no idea where this number comes from. That's interesting. But what I want you to see is this. You could pay for your $149 membership at least 8 times over. And then they do a price drop, but they give a reason why. But I also recognize the hardships many Americans are facing. And so I don't want there to be a barrier blocking you from taking control of your finances. That's why I'm going to make you this risk-free trial in the community available for $49. So they started at $149, right? They built value around why the $149 is a steal. And then they gave a reason why they were going to drop it down to $49. And then they summed up everything that they get, did a risk reversal over here, and then the call to action. And so this is just a great example of how they've taken the ordinary and made it feel extraordinary. This certainly doesn't feel like a promotion that is about tax savings and and whatnot. They've made it exciting through the transubstantiated, the development of this consumer rebate program, specifics, credibility, proof, dimensionalized benefits, loading on the examples. Just a great piece for you to study. And so there you go. That is this month's dissection. Next month I'll be back, and I promise with a much fuller, deeper, sharper, cooler voice. And so I'll talk to you then.